Welcome to HitPoint. It's the show where we talk about movies, video games, TV shows, and anything else worth talking about. I'm your host, Andrew Jeffries, and here's where I would normally introduce co-host Jeremy Robbins, but today's going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be me today, flying solo, and it might be that way for a little while. Jeremy's going to have to take a step back from the channel for a bit. He's still around, but he's having to deal with some personal issues that he's got to get taken care of before he can really come back. So be sure to keep him in your thoughts and prayers, because I know he's going through some tough times right now. So your thoughts and prayers would be greatly appreciated by him. In fact, if you want, go ahead and leave a kind comment for him, because he's been working really, really hard on the channel. And we would not be where we are today without all his hard work that he's been putting in. So be sure to leave a really nice comment for him, because he's been doing really great. Today's topic is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little shorter. I am just going to take a few minutes to talk about my favorite superhero, which is Superman. But before we get to that, I do want to give a big shout out to our patrons from Patreon, and that's E-Man and Doug Jeffries. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. Now let's get into the topic. My favorite superhero, Superman. So I'm still kind of a new convert to comics. If you've been listening for a while, you already know that. I'm still fairly recent to the comic book world. I didn't get into comics until I was in high school, which at this point was about 8 years ago. But that's still pretty new for me. This as well, after comic book movies had kind of started to explode. And back then, Batman was my favorite for quite a while, and it was only recently overtaken by Superman. I really liked Scott Snyder's New 52 run on Batman. You should go read his stuff if you're interested in Batman at all and don't know where to start. Start with Scott Snyder's New 52 run. It's very good. The Court of the Owls collection story is so good. It's a really great introduction to comics, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's not a great introduction, but it's a really great comic book. So go and read it. But I will say, within the last 2 years or so, Superman has really grown on me. And I think that can be surprising to people. There's a lot of people out there who think that Superman's kind of boring because, he's just kind of a Boy Scout. He's overpowered, or whatever his only weakness is, kryptonite. And I understand where those people are coming from when they say that Superman is boring, but I gotta disagree. I think people focus on the physical aspects of Superman. How he's super strong and basically indestructible. And, I can see that's an obvious aspect of Superman's physical character, but that's not what makes him interesting to me. I think if you strip away all of a superhero's powers and you look at what's left, that tends to be where the interesting aspects are of a character. And so if you take away all of Superman's powers, what do you have left? What's the essence of the character, of Superman's character? And the comic book All-Star Superman does a really good job at getting to the heart of who Superman is. And a lot of what I'll be talking about you can find within All-Star Superman. So go and read that, because it is excellent. If you've never read any Superman, that's just it's a fantastic graphic novel to just pick up. It's one of the best Superman stories out there, at least of all the ones I've read. I've not read a whole lot, admittedly, but it is very, very good. So go read All-Star Superman. But let's talk about an interesting aspect of All-Star Superman. It takes Superman's powers and just multiplies them by a really big number. It makes him super, super powerful in the very first issue to make a point. It's to say, yep, Superman's overpowered. We're going to make him so overpowered, but you're not going to care, because the story we're going to tell about Superman is that good because Superman is that good. And one of the big aspects of Superman's character is how he's sort of defined by his love for others, particularly his friends and family. But he's also even defined by his love for his enemies. he often holds back in applying his full strength because he never actually wants to hurt anyone. He is always trying to lead sort of a reconciliation effort with his enemies, especially when you look at someone like Lex Luthor, who is, his main villain. He's always trying to reform Lex. And even in All-Star Superman, he as Clark Kent talks to Lex, and he's telling him like, you and Superman could have been friends. You're one of the most brilliant minds, but you choose to do everything for evil. You and Superman could have teamed up and done such good. And at this point in the story, it's Lex Luthor has orchestrated sort of the poisoning of Superman, and Superman's kind of slowly dying by being too powerful almost. But even then, he knows what's going on, and he's still trying to reconcile his relationship with Lex Luthor. And it's such a poignant thing about Superman, how even when he's faced with his enemy who has now successfully poisoned him and is leading to Superman's death, and that's not really a spoiler. This all is pretty much explained in issue 1 of All-Star Superman. He's still trying to tell Lex that I believe you can be good and that you can apply yourself to do good. And that's such a powerful thing about Superman. And that leads me to my next point about his character, is that he has this enduring optimism, and how there's always a way to do something and to do the right thing, especially. There's always a way to make it through the hard times. And that's really powerful, considering the context of Superman's history. He's the last son of Krypton. Krypton's been destroyed. He's basically the only one left of his race. Everyone else that would be of his race is kind of trapped within sort of a miniature world. It's complicated, or has otherwise tried to kill him, like General Zod. But he still has this hope and this optimism about what humanity can be, and that's really a powerful thing. And Superman is ultimately this symbol of hope. And that becomes kind of a literal thing within the comics. His symbol is supposed to mean hope, almost as like a kind of like a heraldic symbol. The S is actually the signet of his house, and it means hope. And so he's supposed to be this symbol of hope for humanity, and he's going to lead them to be. He's going to lead humanity to be the very best that it can be. And it's really an impactful thing to see this guy who's gone through so much, who has lost his biological family, has lost part of his adopted family. His Pa Kent dies early on, and it's a really important lesson for Superman to teach him that even though he has all these powers, he can't always save everyone, and that even in the midst of doing good and being the best, he's still going to lose sometimes. But he still has that hopeful optimism and still pushes through. And that's just a really incredible aspect of his character. And it's been something that I've needed to see within the last year or so. It's particularly within the last year or so. But that's why Superman's kind of my favorite superhero, because his character, when you strip away all the powers and the abilities and all the different power ratings that you can assign to him, his love for others, his enduring optimism, and his hopefulness make him to be a really powerful character beyond the superpowers. So let me know. Let's continue this conversation kind of in our different social channels. You can find those in the description. I'm not going to bother reading them out to you. It feels a little weird to do that. But let's continue this conversation. Let me know who your favorite superhero is. Let me know why. When you strip away your favorite superhero's powers and abilities, what's left? Let me know what about that makes them so attractive to you. But I don't know if you've kind of been the same way, but 2020 has been hard. It's been really hard with obviously everything going on, but I've had some extra other stuff going on. Lots of people have had extra other stuff outside of COVID and outside of lock-ins and lockdowns and all that extra crap. There's been just everything. But that's why we need someone like Superman. That's why I find myself going, yes, Superman is my choice. Because we need that symbol of hope. And we don't have, obviously, a real Superman. But we don't need a real Superman because, and I'm going to get sappy here for a second, so I apologize. We have you. We have me. We have each other. And we can be that hope that we want to see. And I hope you're trying to be that every day. I'm trying to be that every day, and I don't succeed sometimes. I don't succeed a lot of the time, but I'm trying, and I hope you are too. And I just want to leave you with a quick thought from All-Star Superman. There's a panel towards, about 3/4 of the way through the story where Superman is about to stop a certain character from getting ready to take their own life. And he grabs this person and he says, "It's never as bad as it seems. You're much stronger than you think you are. Trust me." Thank you for listening. I've been Andrew Jeffries. Keep an eye on your health bar. HitPoint is made possible by our generous patrons, E-Man and Doug Jeffries. Thank you so much for your support.